This is News 3 Now at 6.
Madison police are investigating an alleged assault of a black 18-year-old woman after she told police she was lit on fire early Wednesday morning.
Althea Bernstein suffered second and third degree burns. Our Jamie Perez looked into what happened. Jamie?
Bernstein's family said that she is in the hospital recovering from those burns today, which is why she could not speak with us on camera when we asked. But they did ask the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, Michael Johnson, to share her story on her behalf.
Sad, some of the things that we're seeing in our own community and in this country right now.
18-year-old Althea Bernstein told police she was driving on West Gorham with her driver's side window down early Wednesday morning when a group of 4 white men drove up to her and started yelling racial slurs at her. According to the report filed with Madison police, Bernstein said the men sprayed her with what hospital staff believed to be lighter fluid and then threw a flaming lighter at her, which set her on fire. She's now recovering from second and third degree burns.
It's unacceptable. Where's the respect for humanity? I hope that the police apprehend these individuals. We live in a time, in America that we should be showing empathy and love.
Bernstein's family put out a statement saying, "Our family is saddened at what happened to Althea and the unprovoked attack on her body." According to the police report, Bernstein drove home and later sought treatment at the hospital. Madison Police Chief Vic Wall says he has several officers and detectives actively looking into this case, reviewing surveillance video.
Obviously, it's a high priority for the department, and we're going to put a lot of resources into doing a thorough investigation and trying to identify the people that were involved so we can take appropriate action.
I have every full confidence based on my conversations with them that they're going to follow up, and I'm going to make sure that they do.
Wall said that if police make arrests and find that Bernstein's claims are true, the men could possibly be charged with attempted homicide and recklessly endangering safety, and then the hate crime would enhance their penalties.
Jamie, thank you. Activists are rallying for school leaders to take the final step in removing police officers from Madison schools. The Madison School Board is planning to vote on whether to continue the district's contract with the Madison Police Department on Monday. Madeline O'Neill joins us live from the rally now. Maddie?
Well, this police-free schools rally started at the Capitol, and they began marching around the square here to King Street. This is the state education building. Now, if you'll notice, we have the American flag, state flag, pride flag. Now, the ralliers also have, they raised within the past hour a police-free school flag, along with a black flag. It appears to be a pig with a red cross over it. So that happened within the past half hour. The crowd has since moved out. But police-free school, that's really been something that Freedom Inc. has been fighting for years, citing concerns about racial injustice. Now they're getting more support. Yesterday, Mayor Sachi Rhodes Conway announced she and several city alders are co-sponsoring a resolution to end the district's contract with the Madison Police Department. At the same time, Interim Chief Vic Wall says the officers provide a customized service to students and staff that's really a model for resource officers across the country. And he worries removing them will have unintended consequences, concerned about the level of service they'll be able to provide. Freedom Inc. would like to see the money spent on SROs go elsewhere to things like mental health support and restorative justice programs.
Our youth have been demanding to invest, instead of investing millions of dollars into police, into discipline, into suspension, into expulsion, to all of these punitive forms of violence that we do to young people. We can actually invest in their leadership, wellness, creativity, give youth the opportunity to lead.
Freedom Inc. is planning a watch party for the board vote Monday, saying their work isn't over until then. As I mentioned, the crowd really just dissipated, but this is scheduled to go until 7, so we'll be keeping up with them. Coming up at 10, we'll have more from Freedom Inc., as well as police on the school resource officers.
All right, Maddie O'Neill live downtown. Maddie, thank you. A Madison man was arrested early this morning on suspicion of making threats against the Dane County Sheriff. According to arrest records, 32-year-old Jeremy Ryan is being held on tentative felony charges of making terrorist threats. A sheriff's office spokeswoman says Ryan was arrested for posting Sheriff Dave Mahoney's personal information online and for making threats to try to force Mahoney to release 28-year-old Devonair Johnson, whose controversial arrest outside a downtown Madison restaurant sparked demonstrations. Ryan had been on supervised release for a federal conviction after trying to buy radioactive material online in 2018. After protesters tore down 2 statues at the state capitol, attention is now turning to the statue of President Abraham Lincoln at UW-Madison. New at 6, Amy Reed live at the top of Bascom Hill with why some students say they want it gone. Amy?
This has been something part of the student body has wanted for years. Though we all know Lincoln as the great emancipator, the history is more complicated, and this monument isn't the only one. Abe Lincoln has overlooked Bascom Hill for more than 100 years. The statue worn from grads climbing up to get a picture. But what he symbolizes for marginalized students isn't land-grant universities or even emancipating slaves.
He was also very publicly anti-black. Just because he was anti-slavery doesn't mean he was pro-black. He has said a lot in his presidential campaigns. His fourth presidential campaign speech, he said that, there should be an inferior and a superior, and he believes that white people should be the superior race.
It's a not often taught fact about Lincoln, but it's true. To Nala McWhorter, the president of the Wisconsin Black Student Union, the statue symbolizes anti-blackness.
Although he freed the slaves, he still didn't think that black people should have rights, which led to Jim Crow movement, it led to mass incarceration, it led to a lot of bigger issues.
It's part of why she and the rest of her organization is pushing to get him removed, and Lincoln isn't the only one. This rock, known as Chamberlain Rock, across from the scenic view of Lake Mendota, used to bear the name of a racial slur. Another lesser-known fact, since the rock now stands as a memorial to a former university president.
Renaming it doesn't remove the history of oppression that it symbolizes and perpetuates.
She's gone to the university, and to us, they acknowledged they have a lot of work to do to address systemic racism and oppression. But the chancellor said they support the Lincoln statue. Quote, as the leader of UW-Madison, I believe that Abraham Lincoln's legacy should not be erased, but examined, and that it should be both celebrated and critiqued. McWhorter said she does not get that kind of response.
For them to want to protect a breathless, lifeless statue more than they care about the experiences of their black students that, like I said, have been crying out for help for the past 50, 60 years. It's just a horrible feeling as a student, as a black and brown student on campus.
Chancellor Rebecca Blank said that the university is working to do better. She said they're working on a public history project and a land acknowledgement in recognition that the university sits upon Ho-Chunk land. Now, while the statues at the Capitol were forcibly removed, McWhorter said her organization is not trying to do that here. They want the university to remove Lincoln and Chamberlain Rock.
Amy Reed live on Bascom Hill tonight. Amy, thank you.
A beautiful evening ahead, but an alert day for tomorrow. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Yeah, things will change quite a bit over the next 24 hours, Charlotte. As we start out with sunshine today, you can see very little in the way of cloud cover across Wisconsin, but there are some strong to severe thunderstorms over parts of the eastern Dakotas. That activity will be moving in our direction and should intensify tomorrow afternoon. Storm Prediction Center has an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms east of Madison, where even a couple of tornadoes may be possible during the day tomorrow, and a slight risk across the rest of southern and eastern Wisconsin. So because of that, we have an alert day in the forecast for the potential for severe weather tomorrow. Hail, high winds, heavy rainfall, and perhaps even an isolated tornado are all possible. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s to the lower 80s here in Madison, 81, Janesville, 82, but with dew point temperatures in the middle 50s, still feels pretty comfortable out there. The humidity will increase by morning. We'll see a chance for thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, and then showers and thunderstorms, especially tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening when there's that severe weather threat. High temperature at 85. Later on, I'll take a look at a return to heat and humidity for much of next week.
2-hour coronavirus headlines now. 10 more Wisconsinites have died from complications. Health officials confirm almost 500 new cases today, putting us at a total of more than 26,000 confirmed cases. About 19% of positive cases are still active. 4.1% of tests came back positive today. That is a slight drop from yesterday's 4.3%. Over the past 2 weeks, we are not seeing a downward trend in positive cases. The number of positive COVID-19 cases in Dane County continues to rise. According to health officials, 279 people tested positive over the past 5 days, and half of the cases are people in their 20s. Melissa Kim joins us now with more on the increase in numbers.
Well, hi there, Charlotte. Public Health Madison and Dane County says it is investigating that particular group of younger people to see if it has anything to do with businesses near the UW-Madison campus slowly reopening. While they can't say they can speculate about the reason for the increase in cases, because there's probably more than one reason behind all of it, they do say it is evident that people are socializing more. So they're asking everyone to think of all the other people in terms of all of this.
we need everyone to do the right thing to keep everyone well, so that we can maintain some level of normal behaviors in this time of pandemic.
UW Health also releasing a statement today calling the current situation concerning. They too agree that the spikes in cases are partially a result of our behaviors and decisions. Again, both groups really advising everyone to practice social distancing, wear a face covering, and exercise good hygiene. Public Health Madison and Dane County says it is very unlikely that we will meet criteria to move on to phase 3, but the metrics will be evaluated on July 2nd.
Melissa, thank you. Officials are still looking for a Fort Atkinson man believed to be connected to 2 deaths in a house fire. There's been a heavy law enforcement presence on his property this afternoon. That's where we find our Gabriella Becerra.
Law enforcement spent nearly all afternoon at this town of Oakland home. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office isn't saying what for, but what we know is that law enforcement walked the property for over 4 hours. A neighbor says Perry Road was blocked when officials first arrived this morning. We've seen law enforcement come and go, mostly going behind the home. At one point, there was a dog on the property assisting officials. The home belongs to Kevin P. Anderson, a man believed to be connected to the deaths of his sister and brother-in-law in a house fire. This is an ongoing investigation, and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is asking the public for their help in their search. They say if you see Anderson, to not approach him and contact law enforcement immediately. In the town of Oakland, I'm Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
President Trump is on the way back to Washington, D.C. after making 2 stops in Wisconsin today. First, he stopped in Green Bay to tape a town hall with Sean Hannity from Fox News. Then the president traveled to Marinette, a deeply conservative, mostly rural area, to tour a naval shipyard. Despite economic struggles and sky-high unemployment numbers, the president sought to showcase his record as a job creator. He boasted of his, quote, aptitude for manufacturing and offered a rosy prediction that the coronavirus battered economy is set to turn a corner.
Still ahead at 6, the Madison School Board announces 2 finalists for its vacant superintendent position. We'll introduce them next.
Absolute massive savings at Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. And interest-free financing for 3 years on top of our very best deals. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
We've got the power. It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
Nothing beats a relaxing summer day, and Blaine's Farm and Fleet has amazing summer savings on everything you need to get out and enjoy the weather. Like lifetime fishing kayaks, just $179.99. Get a free power cord when you buy this Champion portable generator, $269.99. 12 packs of Dad's root beer or cream soda are just $3.49 each. Plus, this Friday through Sunday, we're thanking all first responders and healthcare workers by offering 10% off your entire purchase.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
Ashley Home Store's Mattress Marathon ends soon. Don't miss our biggest mattress sale of the year. Pay as little as $22 a month for Tempur-Pedic with 6 years no-interest financing. Doorbuster Queen mattresses are just $95 while they last. Through Monday at Ashley Home Store.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Madison School Board has announced 2 final candidates for superintendent after Dr. Matthew Gutierrez rescinded his acceptance of the position, deciding he couldn't leave his current district during the pandemic. Dr. Carol Kelly is in her 5th year as superintendent of Oak Park Elementary School District in Oak Park, Illinois. Dr. Carlton Jenkins is in his 5th year as superintendent of Robbinsdale School District in New Hope, Minnesota. The candidates will have additional interviews with the school board next week. They'll also participate in in a virtual day in the district to help staff and students get to know them, ask questions, and provide feedback to aid the board's final decision. The date and time of that event will be announced later.
New at 6, a Wisconsin appeals court has ruled that taking blood samples without a warrant from incapacitated drivers suspected of being drunk is unconstitutional. That ruling says a provision in state law that allows for such samples to be taken violates the Fourth Amendment that protects against unconstitutional search and seizure. The decision throws out a long-standing state law provision stating that incapacitated drivers are presumed not to have withdrawn consent for blood tests.
Dermatologists are seeing an increase in cases of hair loss and flares of red, itchy skin conditions due to stress from COVID-19. Experts say these conditions are exacerbated by the stress of social isolation and the worry and concern about the unknowns related to the virus. A UW Health dermatologist shares her advice.
One of the most powerful ways that we can kind of combat the physical effects of stress, so not take the stress away, but really look at how our body is responding to the stress, is breath work. Breathing is something we're already doing, and this is something I teach a lot of patients, is how to do some very simple breath work exercises to bring some mindfulness to how you're breathing. It takes.
She also says it is important to check with your doctor. They may want to check for things like iron deficiency, anemia, or thyroid disease if you are dealing with hair loss. Overture Center for the Arts is suspending performances and in-person programs through the end of November. Officials say the financial impact of the pandemic will be in the millions, and this move will help save money. Last week, the Overture announced they have reduced staff by 60% for the summer. We'll be right back.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project, and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Today, some things do stand firm. Those you can lean on, the things that matter, and the importance of you being you. That's why, no matter the type of care you need, or the way you need it, we're here every day, safe and ready. Because wherever you are in your world, you're the focus of ours. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Meriden, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. According to the CDC, cleaning is a necessary first step of any disinfection process. We use detergents and cleaning agents to ensure that your home is prepared for whatever life brings in. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
Right now at Steinhafels, all American-made furniture and mattresses are on sale. Save 35% store-wide plus an extra 5% off the largest selection of quality American-made furniture. And take advantage of no money down financing for 60 months and free no-contact shipping. Get special pricing on these two sofas, $299 and $399. Wisconsin-made solid wood queen beds, your choice $599. American-made solid wood dining table, now $849. Shop Steinhafels 4th of July sale now.
Yesterday we had stormy conditions around this time. Today, a nice sunny day, but tomorrow we're back to the storms. An alert day is in the forecast for tomorrow and tomorrow evening for the potential for some severe thunderstorms. High winds, hail, heavy rainfall, all are possible, including the fact that there could even be a couple of isolated tornadoes, especially where the storms first develop, probably mid to late afternoon, more likely to the north and east of Madison. Right now, the severe weather is occurring across the eastern Dakotas and Minnesota. Those storms are weakening as they push eastward because the air is a little bit drier here, but tomorrow the humidity will come back, and you can see the Storm Prediction Center has an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms east of Madison and a slight risk across the rest of southern and eastern Wisconsin. High winds, the main threat, probably from east central Wisconsin into lower Michigan as those storms form a squall line and then sweep eastward. There's also the possibility for a few isolated tornadoes, especially to our north and east across east central Wisconsin into parts of lower Michigan. And there's also a threat for some hail larger than the size of quarters from those thunderstorms. Rainfall amounts are going to be spotty. Some areas could pick up an inch to an inch and a half if you get caught underneath heavier thunderstorms, especially where they first form and in the vicinity of a warm front that will just kind of lay out across the northern parts of our viewing area. To the south, there may be lesser amounts of rain, less than a quarter of an inch in some spots, and then heavier rain is more likely farther to the south, where the whole line of thunderstorms eventually moves through later tomorrow night. So severe weather is possible, and the three things you need to know for tomorrow, but by the weekend, we'll see mainly dry conditions as the humidity levels lower just a little bit, and then as the humidity comes back on Sunday into Monday, we'll see better chances for showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures right now, upper 70s to lower 80s, very comfortable across the state. It is warmer out to the west of us, though, and that's because of a building heat dome. You can notice the jet stream starting to shift northward, a sign that the atmosphere is starting to warm up and expand. There's a warm front cutting through Minnesota and Iowa. The air is more humid on the other side of that, and then this cold front really doesn't have much of an effect on the temperatures, but it will at least lower the humidity a bit as it comes through with that line of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Notice temperatures here in the 80s, 90s from Nebraska southward. The other side of the front, still behind the front, temperatures well into the 80s, but notice the difference in dew points. We're in the 50s here. Here's that surge of moisture on the other side of that warm front. And then behind the cold front, again, the air dries out a little bit. So that'll probably lead to a dry weekend around here. For tomorrow, showers, thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. Some of those could be strong to severe. High temperature at 85 degrees. On future track, quiet conditions overnight, mainly clear sky or partly cloudy skies. Thunderstorm chances start to come in tomorrow morning. That's with the warm front lifting northward. Then you can see more thunderstorms rolling through during the afternoon, but they'll be quick movers. So some areas may pick up very little in the way of rain. Temperatures mid-80s tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the thunderstorms move away. We're back to dry weather for later tomorrow night into Saturday. Saturday's high temperatures still in the middle 80s. Again, rainfall amounts spotty, but some areas could pick up to an inch and a half. Just hard to tell exactly who's going to get that. 7 to 10 day forecast. Notice temperatures staying in the mid 80s this weekend, and then upper 80s with lower rain chances for much of next week, all the way through the 4th of July holiday.
And coming up in sports, Badger Hoops history was made 5 years ago today. A look back at the night Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker were drafted. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 60 months. Save on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Summer is here. It's time to grab the family and hit the open road. To make sure your trip is safe, Meineke is now offering free brake pads. Call your Madison area Meineke for details. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Now at Menards. Give your home's exterior an update with Dutch Boy paint. Right now, a gallon of Max Bond exterior paint and primer in one is $37.36 after 11% off. Update your home with a new Larson Storm Door. They offer great features like retractable screens and low-E insulated glass. Get 11% off all Larson products. Start saving with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
No one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
Road closures, slick conditions, poor visibility. Don't let traffic delays mess with your commute. Watch News 3 now for an accurate first warn traffic report so you know what to expect before you head out the door.
We have some breaking news right now. First responders are on the scene of a crash involving a car and a crane. Dispatchers say this is on South Gammon Road on the westbound Beltline. There is no word on injuries at this time, but we do know that traffic is at a standstill in the area. This is a developing story, and we will have updates on channel3000.com.
With the 9th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky from the University of Wisconsin.
5 years ago tonight, Wisconsin men's basketball made history when Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker were both taken in the first round of the 2015 NBA Draft. Kaminsky was selected 9th overall by the Hornets, and then 9 picks later, Decker was taken off the board by the Rockets. 2 Badgers in the first 18 picks. What a night for Wisconsin hoops. Kaminsky is now with the Suns, while Decker played last season in Russia. The NFL Hall of Fame game has been canceled, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony has been postponed until next year because of COVID-19. But the league is still a full go for training camps. Teams are scheduled to report on July 28th. As far as the Packers go, a lot of the talk this offseason has been about the NFC Championship game and Green Bay's lack of a run defense. Well, it starts up front, and Dean Lowry and the guys are, in a word, hungry to get back out on the field.
Well, I can say we're hungry. I think we had a great off-season during Zoom meetings. Guys are really focused. We have some great guys in the room, from Kenny to Tyler to Kiki, Mon, and, Trayvon, and the list goes on. So I just tell the guys in our room are hungry. Overall, last year, wasn't quite good enough. So we know that, we're aware of that, and we're hungry.
And the USL League One will be back starting July 18th. The players in the league agreed to return to play on that date. The only problem for forward Madison is they might not have a place to play soccer. The Forward Dane plan doesn't allow soccer games with fans until Phase 3, where attendance is limited to 250 people. Currently, they're in Phase 2. The club is looking at all possible options to get back out on the field, including playing their home games outside of Dane County.
So a lot of teams still trying to adjust, trying to figure out how this is going to happen, if they can get back at all. Let's go to Gary. Final check. Gary?
Yeah, first warn traffic note. You can see traffic very slow on the Beltline around Gammon Road and the Beltline because of that accident there. Tomorrow, severe weather threat pretty high in the afternoon, so keep a weather eye to the sky. Temperatures right now mainly in the lower 80s. For tomorrow, thunderstorms will develop in the afternoon with highs in the mid-80s.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.